狂体験を君に約束する。超音速アクションは止まらない。
Non-stop power play. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 from Mega Drive.
Now, before we go forward with the marathon, I figure I might as well talk about the Sonic 2 box art. The American version of the Sonic 2 box art is pretty much... Well, it's Dr. Robotnik getting really angry at that 2 right there, whilst Sonic and Tails is standing in front of it. I can't believe they made a sequel! Seriously, he's really angry. That's the angriest man I've ever seen being angry at a number. I think that's one of those moments where I just ended up laughing nonsensically at it, because as a child I thought it was pretty funny. The European box cover is pretty much the exact same, except the checkerboard is a little different. It's yellow instead of black. The Japanese is still its own. It has its own thing going on, except it has like Sonic and Tails with the eyes interlocking. I thought that was pretty cool, but it still has that whole craziness going on, as if someone got really nuts with Adobe InDesign or something like that. I don't know. I think that's one of the reasons why Sonic is more popular in America than in Japan. But maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. I think it's about time we take a look at the Sonic 3 box art. The Sonic 3 box art has a lot of stuff going on. As usual, it's the first stage. It's basically he uses a new Genesis box cover where it has like those red stripes with the Genesis typing in the left. It's a picture of Angel Island Zone with Dr. Robotnik pretty much roasting everything to hell. And Tails isn't even paying attention. It's like, oh, hey, Sonic! It's like, he's doing his own thing. He's pretty much has his head in the clouds. And Sonic is there too. And Sonic is just letting you know that, yep, this is the third game in the series, everybody. And, you know, what about those eyes in the lower right? You know, what could his eyes possibly be? You know, and it's one of those moments where the box art actually does his job, because you want to know what those eyes are, because those eyes look just like Sonic's eyes. And, you know, could it be a new character? The Sonic 3's box art cover in the Japanese version kind of just spoils the new character right there, because there's Knuckles. Of course, the character doesn't... Wait, does it? But I'm pretty sure they tell you who Knuckles is in Japanese somewhere. But at the bottom of the box. But still, it's just about as crazy as what you expect. It's like if Piet Mondrian and Pablo Picasso and Andy Warhol was hired by Sega to do a box art cover. I love it. It's crazy. All those weird mess of shapes. It's awesome. And of course, you got the European box art cover. Now, are you ready? Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. I'm not ready. But we gotta do it, everybody. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. That looks... that looks terrible. It really does. Like, why is Sonic's hand so huge? They're like, he could probably crush his own skull with those hands. And something about Sonic just seems wrong. Like, his proportions are off or something like that. I don't know. And I like how he just did art of Carnival Night Zone verbatim. Like, they didn't even try to make it like his own thing or nothing. It just went, oh, we just gotta take the Mega Drive graphics and put them on the cover or something. Yeah, they'll sell it. And you know what's the worst part? Look at Knuckles. Look at him. He's just... Sonic. I'm gonna get you, Sonic. Why are you so angry? Knuckles is kind of like the person who gets the upper hand anyway, so I don't know why he's so angry there. I feel sorry for the Europeans who got this. Actually, I feel sorry for the Europeans in general, because I remember hearing about Actually, Europeans got a short end of the deal when they got the Mega Drive, because, when they were playing Sonic the Hedgehog on their Mega Drives, they got a slowed down version of it. It was like half the speed. Yes, the music played at like half the speed, and the games played at like 5/6 of the speed, and it's really noticeable. And even flickered too, and it's like, what the hell, Sega? What went wrong? Did they even care? Of course, it's not anywhere near as nightmares as the Sonic 3D Blast cover, but nah, we're not playing that game today. Maybe someday, but not now. And I figure I might as well show off the Sonic and Knuckles cover, although it doesn't have much going on. Pretty much the same for all three. Sonic and Knuckles together. With lock-on technology. The European version is the same. It actually shows a graphic of the lock-on hack happening. With the awful cartridge cover. Just to remind him of, yes, you can do this. Yes, we actually did that. And for once, the cover isn't crazy in the Japanese version. It's just the same logo. I have to admit, I don't really like that logo that much, but it's still pretty stylish. Anyway. But I think that's enough talk. Let's go on with Sonic the Hedgehog 3. We're playing the vanilla version, the one without the lock-on, because I figured I might as well show what the original Sonic fans played back then. Alright, and here we go. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. There's a competition mode if you want to play multiplayer. As you can tell, I've actually played this cartridge before. Believe it or not, this was the original cartridge that I owned since I was a child. And look at this. This is actually the original file that I've had for like years upon years now. I'm surprised that the battery that powered this thing lasted so long. But, you know, I'm not complaining. I don't have to do the special stages because I've already got all of them. But I'll show off the special stages once we complete this game. It shouldn't take that long though because it's a short game. Let's get started. I think that's the second plane because the first one was shot down, but I don't remember. Maybe the second plane appeared in the Sonic Adventure. Ooh. You see that? That new character just knocked Super Sonic and got his emeralds. And I was thinking, wow, that's awesome. How did you manage to mess up Super Sonic that badly? Who could this new character be? It's eventually revealed in the manual that the new character's name is Knuckles. And unlike Sonic, he doesn't chuckle. Except he just did right there. So that lyric doesn't really make sense. He's pretty much the mischief maker of the bunch. And for some reason, he has this really huge beef with Sonic because he thought that he stole his Master Emerald or something. I don't know. Or his Chaos Emeralds. Those Emerald Rules. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but I know I made it, but yeah. I figured I might as well show off Super Sonic, and I think this is the only stage where I get to do this. I don't want to make this playthrough a complete joke, so yeah. And as you can tell, Super Sonic is pretty much as OP as it gets. He runs at a super fast pace. He can jump a million feet high. And yeah, that's pretty much a Super Sonic in a nutshell. He's every bit as overpowered as you would imagine. Shield. Oh yes, the elemental shields. I can't want a fire shield though. Oh. I'm not complaining, it's the electrical shield. But here's a new thing that they introduced in this game, the electrical shields. The elemental shields. You can have either of three shields. The electrical shield, which I have right now, the fire shield, and the flame shield. The flame shield and the water shield. Electrical, fire, water. They protect you from various elements, with the exception of the electric shield, which doesn't really protect you from much of anything. But it makes up for it by being able to double jump and allow you to, and magnetizes rings to you. Which I think was which I thought was pretty awesome. I mean, we wouldn't want to have rings stick to you or attack you. I think that's one of the reasons why the electrical shield is one of the most popular, and why it's the only elemental shield of this game that actually survived to Sonic Adventure. The rest of the shields were like given the axe, or never really given much attention. I like the fire shield though too, but it's like a close second. And this is pretty much the easiest Sonic game in the history of the series, because you can rack up so many lives, and enemies are pretty much a joke. Especially once you get all 7 of the carousel modes. Why do I keep saying 6? The fire shield makes this a complete joke. And it's pretty obvious that the fire shield protects you from it protects you from the fire-based attacks. The water shield protects you from drowning. And I think it's only applicable in one stage in Sonic & Knuckles, but the electrical shield protects you from one electrical attack in Death Egg Zone. Figure I might as well make use of the bubble shield. Good thing I'm showing off the... Oh, here's something you can do. Oh, wait. No, I guess you can only do it as Super Sonic, but if you have Super Sonic and you have eventually get your hands on the bubble shield, you can bounce around. It's because of a glitch. Here's another hidden feature that I just demonstrated to you. You have a mini boss, which is something that they've introduced to you in this game. Every single half stage, every single act has a boss, with Act 1 stage having a less challenging mini boss, which is one of Dr. Robotnik's robots. I don't want that because, well, I'll demonstrate to you. I'll show you later. But after you defeat the mini boss in Act 1 or something like that, the end of the game sign pose actually goes down, and you can play with it. You can bounce it around and get some points. You have to let it land though in order to make some progress. However, if you let it land in the right spot, you actually get some items for the next act, which I thought was pretty awesome. And you may notice that I've avoided having an electrical shield until now, and the reason is because, well, if the electrical shield and the fire shield make contact with the water, you'll actually... the electrical shield will discharge and the fire shield will dissipate away. However, there's something that I didn't notice, and that the Sonic Adventure developers didn't notice. They don't the electrical shield in that game does not discharge once you get into the water, which I thought was some sort of glitch. This is the last game where I can actually knock some shields, the monitors down. They removed that in Sonic and Knuckles. There are some differences between Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic 3 Vanilla, including that. We're also about to encounter something that at the end of the second act of the second zone, but well, not the beginning of the second act of the second zone is another difference. I don't know if those bombs hurt you or not if you use a fire shield, but I never found out because I always just ran. Here's a benefit of actually having the Genesis having a Genesis version of the game and a Genesis playing it. Emulation really messes that sound up. But let's see if I can do this. Woo! Nice. I don't usually do that well in the boss, but it's definitely a nice feeling to do that. Before Dr. Robotnik even peeked his head out, he got wrecked. Like I said, the bosses in this game are a joke. Not nearly as challenging as they were in Sonic 2 or even Sonic 1. Here's something that you can do. Whoop! Yep, he was supposed to destroy the bridge and have you fall down, but you can actually jump for a split second and it destroys. And you can actually, and if you're playing as Tails, you can actually jump and fly, and there's a invisible barrier between him and between Knuckles and you. But if you fly, you actually see Knuckles still laughing. And it's like, yeah, I showed them. He doesn't even know you're there. He's just laughing like an idiot. See? It's hilarious. Alright, Hydro City Zone. And as usual, the water stage is the second act. It's the second stage of the game. But believe it or not, this is actually easier because there is no worry of having to drown because you're frequently over the water. Here's the Hydro City stuff here I was talking about. It's all over this game. Of course, I didn't even get to enjoy the awesome music because of, well, the invincibility music. But here's something that's Supersonic. Here's a change they introduced to Supersonic. In Sonic 2, if you have more than 50 rings and have all 7 Chaos Emeralds, all you have to do is jump, and you have the excuse me, and you have you can transform into Supersonic, which kind of takes away the autonomy of you having to change them in the first place. Okay, I'm getting the shield. An electrical shield. 3, 4. Electrical shield won't last long. Ah. I don't have a second controller, so I can't really fly up there. Ah, nice. With the electrical shield, you can actually make that jump up here and get yourself an extra ring. Of course, let me demonstrate to you why it's a bad idea of having an electrical shield here. Yep. Well, the developers thought of everything, didn't they? I kinda had to play in Sonic 2 mode because I don't want to use Insta Shield. Sonic has a new ability that he introduced, that this game introduced. Now, how did I not lose my rings there? That's a bit unorthodox, don't you think? Not that I'm complaining, but I can't help it. Oh, jeez. That hurts, doesn't it? That hurts. But yeah, that one frame that I did, that one lightning attack I did, that's this Insta Shield. And without using a shield, you can actually be invincible for like a split second, which makes all the difference in the world in certain situations, like when you have to attack those Orbinauts. And I can't help but think that it actually kind of makes the game much easier than it should be. But, oh, whatever. I love this game all the same. I think this is the only game that, I think this is the only game where, the only section of this game where the Dr. Robotic music is actually used. The reason that I changed to Supersonic here is because I just want to get this stuff over with. I don't like that boss that much. Oh. I love doing that. Ah, darn it. See, because he does that, he... This game is pretty glitchy. Let me demonstrate. First, I gotta die. Then... yeah, on purpose, folks. Then, you have to do this. Oh. No, I know this works. I've tried it before. Darn it. Ugh. I got it. Alright. One final attempt. Ah, forget it. Anyway. But yeah, there's like this glitch that occurs when But I'm gonna try it one more time. Have lights spare. Oh, I guess it doesn't occur in this version, but I don't know. Anyway, if you're playing I think it only occurs in Sonic and Knuckles, but yeah, that spring right there is only in the Sonic 3 vanilla version. In Sonic 3 and Knuckles, they actually added extra life there, probably as an apology from the developers that oh, we gotta do a dick move on you. But, oh, I'm sorry. Here's an extra life. But they do put spikes in the lower section, though. Anyway, there's a glitch that happens, but I guess it only happens in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where you can actually skip the entire section by you can actually skip the entire section of the game by spin dashing, jumping, and then on the spring. It's a really complicated glitch, but you've seen it in those speedrun videos. You should see a speedrun video of this because it's an absolutely ridiculous glitch, and I love it. Love doing it. And it would have been cool if I were to show it off, but whatever. Them's the bricks, I guess. I shouldn't be using the instant shield there. When I was talking about the Super Sonic in this game. Well, they changed it so that if you use the instant shield, you actually transform into Super Sonic. You can actually accidentally turn into Super Sonic, but you can do have a choice of not doing so if you not use it. The thing is, though, the game is designed so that you use it because they really want you to use the new abilities. But you can't because you don't want to make this game even easier. You understand what I'm saying, right? I have no idea what this enemy is called, but I don't like them that much. The moment they appear on the screen, they launch their spike at you, and it hurts. Hurts real bad. Oh god, I could drown here. Haha. That's right, folks. False alarm. Sorry if this is taking a longer time than it should, but nah, I'm not used to taking this path. I usually take the other paths. Like, I almost never take this path. I usually take the lower path. Here's one of the reasons why this game is so easy. The game just throws lives at you. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it does. It's so easy to get rings, especially after you get the special stage rings. After you get the Chaos Ammo stats, right? And especially in the bonus stages where you can access any time because you got shield and instant shield and stuff. You want the bubble shield for this one. I'll give you a bubble shield. There it is. There's only one in Sonic 3 Vanilla, but Sonic and Knuckles introduces two more, and I'll show them off once we get to that part of the game. Game also throws a whole lot of rings to you because, well, if you collect a special stage ring, and there's a new way of entering the special stages in this game, there are rings all across you've seen those big rings that I've showed off, right? Well, those will take you to the special stages. And if you have all 7 Chaos Ammos and you find a special stage ring, you actually get 50 rings. So you end up having like a ridiculous ring total or something like that, like 300 or even 500. I remember finishing a stage of 700 rings, and I think that was the highest ring total I have ever cashed in all my years of playing as Sonic. Had it on footage, had footage of that happening, but unfortunately it was lost in the hard drive crash. So, yeah, you know. The bubble shield makes this easier. But let me demonstrate a glitch to you. And look at that. It's Bling 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 the Hedgehog. Sparkles or whatever. Something shiny. Glitter the Hedgehog. But notice that he doesn't have those weird doesn't have those spikes on the top of his head. He's just he doesn't have Super Saiyan here. It's just regular Sonic, but he's yellow. Some people call him Bling Bling the Hedgehog. He does make certain other appearances, although he does make certain other appearances if you exploit enough glitches. Exploit the right glitches, that's what I meant to say. Here's Marble Garden Zone, which has some awesome music. I'll take the upper path. You may notice that a lot of the music in this game is really funky and poppy. Well, I remember hearing rumors that Michael Jackson worked on the music for this game. That's right, the Michael Jackson. Of, you know who Michael Jackson is. I'm not going to even describe him to you, but he does have it does seem plausible because Michael Jackson actually has a game in his name released for the Sega Genesis. And I remember Sega pushed it hard in their initial advertising of the Sega Genesis back before the days of Sonic the Hedgehog. No, 89 and 90. 1989 and 1990. And most of the music from that game also sounds similar to the music in this game. And it's supposed to be a rendition of some of Michael Jackson's past tracks, such as Bad and I can't really remember anything right now. It's been so long since I listened to Michael Jackson, but the King of Pop. But yeah, some Bad and Beat It. Yeah, there it is. But it wouldn't be entirely a stretch of the imagination to see to have Michael Jackson work on it, especially since Michael Jackson seems to like Sega a bit. Maybe it's to promote his band. Maybe this was to promote his band because, you know, he needs that because he's like, he has the best-selling album in his name, but, you know, you gotta take money whenever you can. Didn't want to fire show, but whatever. There's also a Shiroko who worked on the music for this game, but I mean to go that direction. Ooh, that was close. I don't know who he is, but I heard that he's a pretty popular movie music artist, author. And seeing him working on this game is and if an actual music producer actually worked on this game, I wouldn't be surprised. No. Here's a good example of Dr. Robotnik's brilliance. That's a spiked enemy, and you're probably led to believe that you can't really jump on them, but you can because his spikes are made of rubber. They're elastic. Like, why would he do that? IQ of 300 my hairy ass. No, I'm not gonna take that path. This is a long method of going down there, but there's a shorter way of going through there and quicker way. There's like I gotta be really careful there because I don't want to lose all those rings that got me. Seriously, look at this. I have like 300 rings. Oh, nice. See what I mean? I really want the electrical shield, but I don't want to push my luck here, so I'm not going to enter the stage. Just off-screen it and Oh, you're still there? No, these tar pits, I heard that they're flammable, so I wonder why, Sonic, when he goes into those, doesn't catch on fire. The shield makes this pathetically easy. Any shield, really, but the electrical shield especially so. The reason is because shield has like an added feature. Any projectiles fired at a shield will bounce off. That's not in the other games. If you get hit by a projectile in Sonic 1 and 2, you just lose the shield and the game processes it as a regular hit. I love the music to this zone. The Act 2's rendition is really awesome. The game makes improvements in all the right areas. It doesn't try to fix what isn't broken, but does fix what is. Alright, here's something that you can do. That section right there to the right is supposed to collapse, but if you're quick enough and you're rare, you can actually take the top path. Like that. But if you don't, you just go down and collect up and take the bottom path. This is one of those, that's the reason why I think this game is better than Sonic the Hedgehog 2, because it has those added quirks of level design that you can't help but appreciate. They've mastered the multiple path thing rather well. Not only that, but the game's semi-linear level design is it gives you reason to actually go retrace your paths and explore. But they also add a time limit. If you take more than 10 minutes, you actually get a time over. So it actually kind of encourages you to hurry up too. Like, you can't just dilly-dally around, you actually have to hurry. Dilly-dally, what an interesting phrase. Those grasshoppers, you know about those enemies from Labyrinth Zone? Well, those grasshoppers actually, I can't help but think that those grasshoppers are taken from that. They're based off of that. Because they're in the ground and they appear out of nowhere. Here's another weird thing about the tops that you stand on in order to gain speed. If you're riding one and you take a hit, you actually don't lose your rings. What was Dr. Robotic thinking when he recreated the enemy? I'm a genius. And a spike that's also an enemy? Sonic hates spikes. Need to have one final trick on my sleeve to make the perfect bandit. I know. Let's make the spikes out of rubber. Out of latex. That's gonna make Sonic tremble in his shoes. Dumbass. Well, let's get a shield. I think I mentioned this before, but if you have a shield and here's another thing that only Sonic can do. If you use an insta shield while having a shield equipped, you can actually use a shield's special power. I think the electrical shield is best in the zone. But anyway, if you're using an insta shield while having an electrical shield as Sonic, you can double jump. Fire shield, you do some sort of fire shield charge attack. And bubble shield, you bounce. I guess the reason why they removed those powers in future games is because Sonic already has those in some capacity. Like the bubble shield is pretty much useless now because he has like the bounce place in Sonic Adventure 2. You know what? I don't need you. I can use fire shield. The fire charge attack can also destroy these things. And it's honestly fun to do that. It's like you're destroying your walls with nothing but fiery anger. That's awesome. only Sonic can use his abilities because Tails' special ability is flying and Knuckles' special ability is gliding and climbing walls. Shields are only there for protection. Although I can see, remember I said that the bubble shield was useless? It actually isn't, because I really like not being able to drown in water stages, although there's barely any in Sonic Adventure 2 of Sonic. I bet the bubble shield would have been awesome to have in, like, the cannon core. Because, wow. I would have liked having it as Knuckles because I always drowned in that one section as a child. And it's not until you find out that you had to actually have an item that you need to look in one of those stages, in one of those areas that you really don't know, have no idea where to look, in order to actually find one secret that you actually had to, the one item in order to not drown in that section. Because there's no air bubbles anywhere. It's like, wow, Sonic Team, aren't you dickish? Having a fire shield is actually pretty useful because you can just charge forward. This is like this game's closest to a homing attack, the closest to a 2D game that's not Sonic 4 came to a homing attack. Not counting the advanced titles, or Sonic Rush. You know what, I'm gonna get an electrical shield because I think it's easier for the boss coming up. Or maybe not, I think I made a big mistake. Oh, whatever. You know what? No, I'm not gonna. I really don't want to lose my rank, sorry. This boss is really hard when you're playing as Tails because you can only attack him with his tails. I love doing that. Destroy him before he even gets up. Alright, onward to Carnival Night Zone, otherwise known as the infamous zone of the Barrel of Doom in it. I'm going to show you why I hate that Barrel of Doom for passion once we get to it. I think this is my least favorite zone in Sonic 3 Vanilla because, well, obviously because of the Barrel of Doom, but because I never really like the music. I mean, sure, it's funky, but I never really liked the whole mixing carnival music with funk tracks. It just doesn't really sound like something that they just don't mix well. That's what I'm trying to say. That also kind of sounds like your game's mocking you a bit. Yeah, yeah. I do like this stage though, other than the Barrel of Doom, obviously. Okay, I can't go up there, but obviously. Maybe I can go up this beer barbershop thing. Ah, damn it. Alright, forget it. I think this is one music track where it actually kind of shows off the samples that the developers actually recorded for this game. Shows because you know about the Sega Genesis has if we're to talk about the technology of the Sega Genesis, the sound chip has 3 frequency modulation synthesis channels or FM channels. 6 FM channels, that's what I meant to say. Not 3. 3 PSG channels, which are basically the already loops that you usually hear from like the Atari and stuff. And 1 digital audio converter channel. Digital analog converter channel. This allows a playback of it allows playback of sampled PCM. It allows playthrough of PCM channels. Samples, that's what I meant to say. So, that's the channel that's usually used for like snares and drums and stuff. But Sonic kind of got overboard with it because there's like, excuse me, there's like 100 and some odd different samples in the game, its cartridge itself, and it's like, wow, they really recorded that many? I remember if you go to the left one, you actually go on the other side, but I don't know. I never really experimented with that. Ah. Alright. You're gonna see me frantically getting shields because, you know, shields prevent you from turning into Super Sonic. And it's like, wow, why would you want to be summoned with a card? Because I kind of want to show off the game and not blaze through it like it was nothing. I could if I want to, but nah, I prefer to show it off. It's like I'm doing the game a disservice if I did that. These barrels are... I don't know what powers these barrels. You know, they go up and down or something like that. Ah, man. But I'm gonna take the lower path anyway. Besides, I feel like I'm gonna be playing I feel like I'm being a stage faster that way. You may notice that the stages are much bigger than the... Well, I'm taking much longer to complete these stages than I am with Sonic 2 and Sonic 1. Well, that's because the stages are like 2 or 3 times bigger than they are in those games. So, because of that, the completion time takes around, well, it usually takes around 1 or 2 minutes to complete each zone in Sonic 1 or each act in Sonic 1 or Sonic 2. Unless you particularly start struggling with one section. I like this boss. All you have to do is just keep hitting it, and the thing that comes from it, the spiked platform, will automatically hit it. And it's like, ooh, hit me, hit me. Not of Robot's genius designs. I'm going to design a robot where if Sonic hits it, it'll expand and wait for the platform to hit it. Genius! Sonic won't know what hit him. Or rather, the robot. Alright, Act 2 is, actually I think I can, yes, if you time your jump really well, you can take a really good path upwards and not have to worry about the lower path. Well, one thing I really like about this game is that not that the paths are better, just different. You notice that in Sonic the Hedgehog, it's 1 and 2, it's the bomb paths are harder, but here it's just different, which means that there's more level to explore. Which kind of does it kind of ups replay value a bit. Because you kind of want to replay the stages and see what path leads to which. I know I want to. I remember there was this one glitch where if you turn from Super Sonic, the blue-colored balloons, the light blue-colored balloons, actually flash a ridiculous yellow color. Because the reason is because the palette entries in that the balloon uses is the same as its palette entries for Sonic. They actually share the same palette. So, Thank God there's a spring there. So, if you turn to Supersonic, the power gets overridden by the yellow color data, the flashing yellow color data. But so the balloons end up flashing yellow because Supersonic is flashing yellow because they share the same colors. Could you imagine that happening in real life? Oh, why are you yellow? Oh, because he's yellow. I think it's one of those things where we kind of miss from the games of this era. Hey, those guys. They're, you have to be, like, quick about them, or else they'll zap you. And especially in underwater. This makes me wonder, how does that work? Should they, like, should they not be underwater? Shouldn't everything under the water be electrocuted if that happens? That's why my shield discharges whenever my electrical shield discharges whenever I get into the water, because water doesn't really mix well with electricity. That's why the electronics should be kept away from water, like my Genesis right here. What was the first time? How was you learned when electronics don't mix well with water? I was simply told that, but I know of some people who, when they were children, they mixed the water with electricity and electronics, and they had to find out the hard way, and they well, that's some really hilarious situations. I mean, it's really serious once you get to it, because, you know, spend like $10,000 to $15,000 on computer, and it falls through a glass of water. And you kind of need it to survive, so it's not like you shouldn't drink it. But, you know, considering the habits that you have and what you have to do in order to keep going, it's would you blame if you weren't told that electronics and water don't mix well? Should you be blamed if you take a glass of water and put it to your workspace and then accidentally spill it over? Well, you should be blamed for that, but should you be blamed for just bringing the water over to the desk if you don't know about that? Really makes you think, doesn't it? Anyway, here's a barrel of doom. Ugh. This dumped me for about 3 months when I was a child. I remember getting many time overs here because I just had to figure out how to get past this part. And I was 8 when I figured this out. Let me show you why the Barrel of Doom is named that. It's not because the game telegraphs the solution badly, although that is a huge problem, but because it tries to disguise a rather bad solution as a good one. You jump on it, and it gives you the impression that, oh, okay, all I have to do is keep jumping on it and I'll make it past this section. But you have to just, and you're probably thinking, oh, okay, I need to time this really well. But no, it doesn't. It doesn't really take you anywhere. It just bounces everywhere. It goes up and down by thinking, and you're thinking, oh, okay, I can keep jumping here. But you don't. It never really gets past the point where you can actually go down there. You just you're fooled into thinking that the bad solution is a good one because of this. And when I was a child, I thought that was the solution to the puzzle. All I have to do is keep jumping on it, and I'll be able to make it past there. See, I almost made it past there. I've heard of some people that actually did this, but do you really think that's the best solution? Well, my 8-year-old mind did, and I kept doing this, and I kept banging my head against the wall until I suddenly had the idea to just press up and down. Like that. But, really? The game has you... The reason that I don't like it that much is because the game has you thinking during an action game. And I was like, really? I thought it was a Sonic game. All I want to do is run fast, not think. That's how my 8-year-old mind interpreted things. I know like, nothing now. I know it's the obvious solution, but when I was 8, it was like, whoa, oh my god. Why can't I make it past this part? Ugh, ugh. I kept plugging away at that thing for 3 months. Just, why? Why would they put that there? And you know, I'm laughing thinking about it now, is because it's like water under the bridge. They buried a hatchet with them. I buried a hatchet here, really. But, the reason I say that is because, when the video game developers, actually attended one of the Sonic the Hedgehog conventions, he actually apologized for putting the Peril of Doom there. Even the developers were like, we made a huge mistake. We just prevented people from actually enjoying the best part of the game, the final 2 stages. Ugh. Oh. You're supposed to beat this guy by raining until he comes down, but oh, come on, I lost all my rings doing that. But yeah, he had to wait until he comes down and then attack him, but I know we have time for that now, so I just transfer him to Super Sonic and attack him. Seem to be doing a lot lately. I promise not to do it for the next boss. Even though that's like even though it's a tough one. Oh man, Ice Cap Zone. One of my favorite stages in the entire Sonic the Hedgehog series. The music is amazing. It's not the best in the game, I think Launch Space Zone is better, but seriously, if you listen to this after dealing with the hell that is the Barrel of Doom, and after figuring it out, that music sounds like freedom. It sounds like absolute freedom. You outsmarted the barrel, and the game is celebrating you for it. Oh man. And you know what, just listening to it brings all kinds of positive vibes to you. It's just, wow. You can't help but feel riled by it. Remember there was this one glitch where you actually had to stand at one of the see, this is what I was talking about, one of those puzzles that you just keep sliding and sliding until you jump. The same thing happens in Labyrinth Zone, which I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with, but you jump and yeah, you just solve the puzzle. See, those are the puzzles I expect from this game, not that Barrel of Doom crap. But there is this one glitch where if you stand on one of those platforms at the edge, you can actually go down into a... You can actually go down and... You put your foot right into the... I'm trying to think about the glitch. Oh, yeah, here we go. If you stand at the edge of one of those platforms and you it hits the wall, you go into the wall, and if you press right, you go to the end of the stage, or at least into Knuckles' section. I thought that was pretty hilarious. That's a speedrunner trick right there. Here's another one. This is an infinitely scrolling stage, and if you excuse me, and if you're in one of those stages, I think the Flying Battery Zone is not one of those stages, but if you do, and Syndopolis Zone, but if you're in one of those infinite scrolling stages where it just keeps going no matter how far down you get, like with the ice line stuff you've seen earlier, you can do this trick. Just duck and wait until the camera goes down. Then, the moment you let go of the down button, jump. And immediately you're in what's supposed to be Knuckles' section. The camera goes crazy, and while you're not on camera, you can actually go through some of the obstacles like a ghost. But while you're on screen, you can actually you don't go with you can actually find yourself on the opposite side of the screen and going into areas you're not supposed to go into. Here's another glitch I found out. These things hurt you while you're in supersonic mode. See? Yeah. I guess I forgot to not program that. I think it's only because Knuckles is supposed to go through there, but considering that this game was this game is technically unfinished. This is only half of the game we're seeing here. And that's probably one of the reasons why it's so short. We're actually almost at the end of the game, actually. I said actually twice. Nah. But we're almost at the end of the game, really. Of Sonic 1, of the Sonic 1 section. The history of the game is really, they were planning on making a really special cartridge that was like, oh, that was close. They were planning on making a really special cartridge for this game, but the whole thing never really materialized, so they just made a regular old cartridge for Sonic 3, and then they released a special cartridge for Sonic and Knuckles. It's supposed to be like a weird plastic black mushroom. Similar to, it's kind of like a mini 32X. But you're supposed to put another cartridge on top of it, and if you do, you get the whole game. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was one half of the game, and Sonic and Knuckles is the other half, the latter half. I don't really like this section that much. You have to do some really precise platforming there. You have to spin dash and jump at the right time. There we go. No! Oh. But, I'm about to, show off a rather, interesting glitch here. This is supposed to be, not one of Knuckles' sections. This is how Knuckles, encounters the boss. Because, you know, Sonic and Knuckles have different paths for each character. But the game is really that well programmed, so sometimes you can have Knuckles in Sonic's area and vice versa. This is the vice versa. I'm not even supposed to be here. Oh, that was close. There's a bottomless pit down there. I don't want to die there. Ice Cap Zone is also pretty interesting, considering that it kind of takes a page from Hilltop Zone with the loops, the three-quarter loops that head straight down, and you have to destroy stuff in order to get into them. It's kind of like the ice version of Hilltop Zone in a way. These springs you're not even supposed to encounter in the first act if you're playing as Sonic, so I know I'm dealing with stuff I shouldn't be dealing with. But fortunately, this stage is really not hard to complete if you're playing a Sonic and Knuckles stage. Like, there isn't really any huge walls to climb. It's just Knuckles' stage, whatever. I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. They don't throw their... Oh, actually they do, I forgot about that. They do it so slowly, it's like you barely even notice. Now you notice that this path right here is harder than it usually is. But that's because Knuckles is supposed to be the hard mode of this game. You're supposed to play as Sonic the Hedgehog first, and then Knuckles next, because... Well... Yeah, I prefer to have that. You're supposed to play Knuckles as last, and it's also canon with the story, because Knuckles' story takes place after Sonic's story. So it's kind of interesting in that way. Wait, why is the Act 3 music playing? Did I just skip the third act? Oh my god, I did! They even encountered the... Oh my god! Oh my... Oh. I'm still in Act 1, but this is supposed to be Act 2. Wow. I'm gonna be spending much more time than I should be. This is the end of Act 2. A lot of rings, too. Yeah. I don't like this boss as much. Because, well, the ice really messes with you. You can break, if you're playing as, Sonic and Tails, you can have a second player take control as Tails, and if you're frozen, you can actually break out of the ice before it actually hurts you. I thought it was a pretty good way of teamwork. Sonic got through Act 1. This is supposed to be the end of the second act. Now here is Act 2. And that was Act 2. Oh man. Now here's an interesting glitch that you can do. Come on. Alright. If you spin dash here, you can actually rack up some really you rack up a huge amount of extra lives by doing this. The reason is because the spin dash, when you're rolling into a ball, score racks up by how many bandits you attack while in ball form. While in spin dash mode, you're technically still in ball form, and you have this bandit generator which just sends nothing but bandits towards you, like sheep to the slaughter. So you end up racking a whole lot of points using this. And if you get to 10,000, like I just did, and all you have to do is kill 5 bandits, and you can get yourself an extra life. Because you earn an extra life every 50,000 points. So you can actually get infinite lives doing this, and a ridiculously high score. But you know, that's enough. Now that. Almost got wrecked by that guillotine there. This is one of the most interesting stages in this game because, well, it's shaped like some sort of Egyptian, techno-Egyptian pyramidal thing. Even though there is an Egyptian level in this game. Well, in Sonic Knuckles to be exact. Send off of this. But I always thought that the design of this stage was rather interesting because of that. That and the color scheme really pops out. Purple and yellow are complementary colors, so yeah, it ended up being really colorful because of that. The Sega designers really knew what they were doing. This is actually the final stage. Can you believe it? Here's something that's different in the Sonic and Knuckles. There are supposed to be spikes here. There aren't in this version. They added those in the latter version. They actually tried to make the game harder because they thought that the game was too easy. They still failed because the game is still ridiculously easy. But, I don't know. Here's one thing I don't like about these platforms. Those rides. Those rotary ride things. When you get to... It's supposed to have that pipe as tails, by the way. But when you ride on those and it flies off the handle and hits the wall, you actually lose your shield. It doesn't hurt you naturally. It doesn't really hurt you, but you lose your shield, so it's like getting a hit. Ah. At least need some making no noises whenever I get hit. One of those weird glitches I seem to like occur at random. Also, the music in Lost Space Zone is amazing. Seriously, look, listen to it. It's like the funkiest of an already funky track. Ah, awesome. Oh, wow. The game did a good job of hiding those spikes. Oh! You know, this is the reason why I have trust issues with those springs. That spring sent me straight to an Orbinaut. Like, come on. Sonic is one of those games where the way it's designed is easy for you to become a dick with level design. Like, oh hey, here's a spring, and here's some spikes. Ooh. Even the Sonic team designers were like, kind of like that. Like that spring right there will send you straight into the flames. No. No. It's bad design, game. It's bad design. Look at that stuff in the background. Look. Like, wow. What's this supposed to be? It's supposed to be a... I suppose it's supposed to be launching equipment, but I've never seen anything like that. I guess Eggman has a nose for design. No pun intended. there's a shield in there, but the Orbonauts kind of make this hard. The reason is because they're placed right at the entrance, so you ended up getting the 2 shields, and you end up losing them because that's the reason why they put that second shield there. Is because they want you to survive the first hit, kill the Orbonaut, then get the second one. Thing is, I didn't really think of that before I ended up. I didn't even know that there were like 2 of them there. So, whatever. Them's the brakes. Oh, no, there's no green guy. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, yes, you don't. Whatever. What a shame. I know that, I remember there's some sort of glitch that occurs here where if you could the second player takes control of Tails, and you actually manage to make it up there before Dr. Robotnik speeds off of the cargo he's carrying, you can actually kill him in 256 hits. Which brings, and out of there comes a regular, the game treats it like a regular badnik, and an animal comes up when you defeat him. This brings a whole new meaning to the term Eggman. Wow. See, Knuckles is supposed... Eggman's... Dr. Robotnik's supposed to have tricked Knuckles, but here he is destroying his property. Come on now. Here's one of the harder mini-bosses, the Trin Hammer. You actually have to take your pot shots rather well, because if you don't, you actually get hit by this spikes. The Trin ball and chains that you have, or what this game calls the hammers. They actually do lose one of their ball and chains once you hit them 3 times. Alright, Act 2. The second stage music. I can't help but think that they got a little lazy with it, you know, because it's just. Second stage music is the same as Act 1's, but without any with some of the instruments taken out in certain sections. So it's like, wow, what are you even trying to do here? I remember there's like some sort of joke. I think there's another change that happens here. That's supposed to be a fire shield. The thing is though, they put the fire shield right over water. So if you end up taking the fire, spin dashing way into the fire shield, you have it for like a split second until it dissipates into the water. It's like, wow, is that supposed to be a joke or something? I'm not laughing. I like how the second stage takes place in the skies because it shows how big the Death Egg is. Like, it's like thousands of feet tall. It's like, I think they're constructing like the world's tallest building to build this thing. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you the story about the sequel. Dr. Robotnik was building the Death Egg, and he managed to trick Knuckles into Knuckles is the red guy. He managed to trick Knuckles into thinking that Sonic stole his emeralds. So Knuckles ends up messing with Sonic and making him hoping that making sure that his attempts he's trying to pester him as much as possible. I think that's the best word for him, pester him. He's not really trying to do anything serious to him. At least it seems so, because he isn't really trying to kill him outright, he's just playing with him. Being a little shit, you know? It led to a lot of people hating Knuckles when they first encountered him, but when he was playable in Sonic and Knuckles, I think that was like a Sega's apology for that. Oh, okay, this is a little annoying. Oh, that's one way. The plot of Sonic and Knuckles is... Well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but... I'll talk about it once we play that game. In between this and Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3 and Knuckles to be exact, I'm going to be showing off a few more features of the cartridge. I really hope you're a bit patient with this because, well, so it's a... My cartridge has been here for years, and, you know, it's really a... Well, it has gone up there in age. The label's a bit torn off, like half the label's torn off, and even the plastic's a bit melted, so... It still works, though. I have verified that it still works. It just needs a little bit of luck, really. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Ugh. I need to find a shield or something, or else I'll also finish a game like this. Ugh. Okay, I guess I'll show this off. There was supposed to be a boss here. It's gone now. I guess I'm going to be finishing the last stage with no lives. No rings, I meant. This is sort of a boss rush in the ring. But we're nearing the end boss. Hold on a second. Alright, I'm back. Alright. Oh, where are we? Oh yeah, we're at the final boss. Yep, this is the final boss, everybody. This boss isn't really that hard, it's just... You just have to take your shots. The lasers are so delayed that you shouldn't really be that you shouldn't really be that hit by them. That's one. It's been a while since I played a boss like this. Well, I had to take certain precautions when I have no rings. I think it's probably for the best anyway, because I think that the bomb battle is more exciting without rings. And one more hit, and we're done with this boss. And you probably think, oh, we're done now, right? But no. Here's the reason why I chose the Sonic 3 vanilla cartridge. This is not in Sonic 3 Knuckles. Look at that. This is supposed to be the true final boss to us, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Oh no! Yep. Oh no. Of course, if you lose to that guy, you have to go through the whole entire stage over again. This is the boss proper. I didn't mean to do that. He's actually pretty easy. As usual. Oh, and Tails just dies, huh? Oh! Didn't expect it to stop there. I'm gonna skip all the deaths in this one, so you don't have to worry about me failing numerous times. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but, oh. Whoa, what the heck? Did you see Tails? You just walked across it. This game is... all kinds of weird stuff's happening here. I think this final battle is in the 3DS versions of Generations, but, I'm not sure. This does appear in the console version. Oh. Why did I do that? I actually do fight the boss as Knuckles in Sonic 3 and Knuckles if you're playing for this stage. I think this is the only hard boss in this entire game. Well, one that's legitimately hard. If I were to go off a tip for all being this boss, it takes about 5 seconds for him to get back up. And if you position yourself just right, you can get an extra hit in. I think it's this attack that screws me up. Oh, nice! I got him! Oh, thank you. Thank you. 7 minutes and 37 seconds. Wow. I thought I took 11 bits, but glad to be wrong. Yeah, this ending isn't in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. They just get taken to the next zone. But here, this is the last of the... Since there's no more room of the cartridge, the game just ends here. Crabs music. This is the only time in the... This is only available in the Sonic 3 Alone cartridge. It's not available in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I'm pretty sure you can listen to it in like the sound test or something, but other than that, no. Now, if you were to do the level select code, which is really difficult to do, by the way, you can look at some of the beta names for the stages in development, because technically this game is still being developed while this is released. This was unfinished. This is why the game was so short. I believe Mushroom Hill was meant to be Mushroom Valley. Flying Battery was supposed to be like something ridiculous like Flying Fortress. I don't know. It really does, really is rather interesting to see if you can actually pull off the level select code. If you actually do go to these levels, they end up freezing the game over, and you have to actually do it over again. I believe the level select code is up, up, down, down, up, 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 up. But you have to do it so quickly at the title screen. Excuse me. You have to do it so quickly at the title screen that it's really easy to mess up. It's like once in a blue moon you might do it. I've never done it. And I've done it so many times that I just got tired of it and just figured, okay, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do the level select code on Sonic and Knuckles instead. Of course, if you do it, you can see some interesting stuff. Like, if you were to go into debug mode in Sonic 3, you can see some really weird stuff, like flying orbs or balls or something. I don't know, it's weird. It shows that this game is basically like a beta or something. But glad to be done with like the first half of the game. Now it's time for me to go on with the second half, with Sonic and Knuckles attached. You know, I remember watching, I remember reading posts about stacking some cartridges so high. They bought multiple Sonic and Knuckles cartridges and they stacked them so high, it reached the ceiling or something like that. I remember there was was one post where someone did something ridiculous, like buying 25 Sonic and Knuckles cartridges and stacking them on top of each other. Other people construct Sega towers. You put a Sega Genesis on top of a Sega CD, and then put a Sega 32X on top of it, and then a Game Genie, and then the cartridge cleaner, and then Sonic and Knuckles, and it's one of the funniest things you ever see as a Sega fan. It's wonderful, wonderful. Well, that was Sonic 3, but first let me show you some rather interesting things that you can do with the Sonic and Knuckles cartridges before we get to the main game. That is, if it works. Oh, I didn't break this thing. Wait, here we go. This is Sonic and Knuckles alone. If you just bought the cartridge without Sonic and any Sonic the Hedgehog games on the cartridge, you just get this. You can play as Sonic and Knuckles, and don't even play as Tails in this one. I figure I might as well show off Knuckles for a bit here. I'm not going to be doing a Knuckles playthrough, but I figure I might as well show him off. Yeah, he can glide and stuff. Porcupine on the block with a buff chest. You know, I just like saying the lyrics of some of his rap songs. It's just ridiculous. Do rather cool stuff like that, like this. Get some air while doing a bandit bounce while gliding. Yeah, I like playing as Knuckles, but his jump is shorter, meaning that you can't really access some of Sonic's areas. Yeah, they're that delicate. And you also break through them by just running into them, like that. Because Knuckles is emphasis of power and stuff like that. His stages are harder than that of Sonic, so if you want to challenge yourself, you play as Knuckles. But yeah, that's about enough. If you attach the Sonic 2 cartridge to Sonic and Knuckles, you get this. Oh, what happened here? Looks like Knuckles invaded. He kicked Sonic out of the way and said, "This is my game now." But yeah, it's exactly as it says. You play as Knuckles in Sonic 2. They have some notable differences. Like, for example, if you complete an act, your rings carry over. Like, let me complete an act right now. It shouldn't take too long. I don't want to do a playthrough again of Sonic and Knuckles, but Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but it is a rather interesting thing to think about. No one's ever done a failed playthrough of Sonic 2 as Knuckles, from what I remember. I'm pretty sure there's a select few, but they're not. They're not what people ask for, really. The reason that the shield is gray is because there's some palette issues There's some palette issues, so they ended up changing the color of the shield from blue to gray. I don't know, I think it looks cooler on Knuckles. Oh. Maybe in specific situations that might happen, but alright then. And this is what you get if you test a Sonic 1 cartridge to Sonic & Knuckles. This is supposed to be an error screen saying, okay, you can't do this. That's why it says no way at the top. There's no way you can do this. It also happens whenever you test all kinds of cartridges to it, except games like Phantasy Star 4 and stuff like that. Where the cartridge is like too big for the cartridge for the Genesis to handle, so I don't know. This is supposed to be this is actually called Blue Sphere. It's a game. I can actually get it working. There we go. And this is a special stage in Sonic & Knuckles. I've never played this before, so hopefully I'll be knowledgeable enough to actually at least one stage and show what happens. There's no risk of me failing at this either, because it's nothing like in an actual game where if you screw up on the stage, that ring isn't coming back. So you can actually screw yourself over in the ending if you suck at the special stages too much. I have practiced the special stages, but the game saves all progress, so I ended up not doing them. It got faster. The longer you take, the faster it goes. So there's an emphasis on completing everything as fast as you can if you don't want to make things harder on yourself. Or maybe you do, you can just take your time. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Where are the other spheres? I don't usually play this game that much, so that's why I'm a bit confused. If you get lost, the game is going to ramp up the difficulty in a big way, so. I remember hearing stories about how if you play as Knuckles and you get the red sphere, you actually get booted out of the level because red Knuckles, blue Sonic. Get the red spheres or something like that. I bet it'll be really confusing if they actually did that though. This is a weird one. Alright, come on. How fast can Sonic go? Since I don't know anything about this stage. Where are they? Where's those damn 8 blue spheres? Ugh. They could be anywhere. Maybe they're over here. Okay, that's a weird way of doing it, but yeah. That's the regular emerald. You get a chaos. The master emeralds are a bit bigger and are of an emerald cut. The Chaos Emeralds aren't of an emerald cut. I don't know what cut they are, but they aren't definitely of an emerald cut, as far as I know. But I guess I will talk about why the Chaos Emeralds are inappropriately named in once we get to Sonic 3. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is right now, in fact. Alright. And here is the main attraction. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. The complete version of Sonic 3. As you can tell, I've already played through the game quite a bit. I think this game introduces extra save slots, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 2 more. In the first game, it's like, in Sonic 3 alone, it's like 6. Anyway, let's get started. With where we left off. We just escaped from that explosion, but it appears that Knuckles is hiding something. What could it be? Hey, it's a super ring. It takes you to the special stages where you can actually get the super emeralds. And if you collect all 7 super emeralds, you transform into this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hypersonic. The most OP thing I've ever seen. You go, Sonic can't drown, Sonic can't, he cannot use some ridiculous double jump, which clears all enemies in the screen. He has this weird seizure-inducing thing going on, and look, you just won the game if you got all 7 Master Emeralds, Chaos Emeralds. Chaos Emeralds and all 7 Super Emeralds. Like, you're not completing the... Excuse me, you're not completing the game if you don't have these. You're completing the game if you have, Hypersonic. That must be simple. Here's a new special stage that they introduced here. These are slots. It's based off the special stage. I think special stage 3 from Sonic the Hedgehog, which is why it has this really weird format. Or maybe it's actually, I think it's based off the special stage 6 from Sonic the Hedgehog, because it's rather small. But anyway, you just get extra rings, or you can price your luck and try to look at the slots. But I'm not willing to do that because you might get an Eggman, and if you get 3 Eggmans, you lose all your about 100 rings. Yeah, that's bad. So yeah, there's actually an opportunity to lose your rings if you're not careful. I'm not using this, I can just go up there naturally. No, the stage named Mushroom Hill I expect to see in like a Super Mario game, but not really. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. See what I mean by Sonic being overpowered and making this game a complete and total joke? Let me explain about the Super Emeralds. If you have all 7 Chaos Emeralds and you go into Sonic and Knuckles with Sonic 3 attached, your Chaos Emeralds transform into Super Emeralds, but you actually have to recollect them again using special stages. And the special stages for the Super Emeralds are harder than that for the regular Chaos Emeralds. It's fall time. Yeah. Here's one of the things many reasons why I like this game. I like how it changes seasons. It's like you're playing a different stage every time. We're currently in fall right now, but it changed the season again. You're currently in spring. Oh, I thought I was going to get hit there, but I guess not. Good. I remember racking up a whole lot of lives when I was playing through this game, because mostly I was playing through the special stages, and you can earn a whole lot of lives through the special stages. Like, if you get it perfect, you're automatically granted a special stage, and if you have and if you collect 50 rings, you get to continue as usual. And not only that, but there's a glitch in in the bonus room in the slot machine in this game. If you collect 50 rings, you're supposed to get a continue in that one. But if you already have 50 rings and you collect one more ring, you're automatically given a continue. I think there's like a ring. Oh, no, there's a ring here. So, there isn't like a separate ring count for getting extra continues. Which means that the game just gives out continues due to a glitch. Is music stuff like this? I think it is. Oh my god. Is this game breaking apart right in front of me? First stage and we've already counted like 2 glitches. 2 or 3 glitches. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one, folks. Oh, I thought I could do that spin dash trick with the seesaws, but... Oh, just in case. Just in time. I need a fire shield. Come on. I have a shield, but I need the shield. There we go. Oh! Got the electric shield by mistake. Alright, it shouldn't be that hard to beat him, since I already hit him like 5 times. There we go. Who needs the fire shield? Alright, here's one of the benefits of having I'm playing on the actual console. An emulation that sounded you heard of the ship coming past would have been messed up and sounded like really bad static. Here it just sounds natural. Alright, flying battery. Now here's a glitch that I really like doing. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, it's really hard to pull off, but I guess I forgot to do it. Alright, gotta die here so I can show it off properly. You have to be really precise. You have to stand here and then duck. Wait until the screen goes down, and then as you let go of the down button, press A. As you can tell, it's rather hard to pull off. I'm gonna show it off, damn it, because it's so funny once you do it. There we go. Yeah, look at that. That's amazing. Oh man. Wow. Doing it on an actual Genesis too, which is awesome. So if you do this, you can actually complete the entire stage like this. But here is I've already deactivated it, which I think is for the best anyway. I just have to fulfill a specific set of conditions. But that's the reason why I wanted to show off this. Wait, what the? That's not supposed to be solid. This must be. Yeah, I have to die because for some reason, the game glitched out here. Well, if you're performing a glitch that big, then yeah. Maybe I can do it. Maybe I can do it again. Nope. But still, it was hilarious. I'm glad I got to show it off. Anyway, this is Flying Battery Zone, which is this game's version of Ring Fortress Zone. It's much easier than Ring Fortress Zone because most of the level takes place indoors. In a few moments where you actually have to go outdoors is, like right now, they're few and far between, but they do have to deal with bottomless pits. But not any more than your average stage. I love the music for this stage, though. Sounds exactly what you will imagine a theme for a ship sounding like. Especially in a game like this. Having a fire shield is really useful here because of the flamethrowers here. The game has a lot of flamethrowers in it. Ah, didn't mean to do that. It even has those launchers from Ring Fortress Zone, although they don't bounce you upwards like, you know, in that stage. This is one of those ones where actually I kind of have to take your time. In a Sonic game, could you imagine? Don't want to go, don't want to release that capsule. It's full of enemies. Here's how you get an extra life in this stage. In this section, I meant. I have to play with fire a bit. Not literally, but still. There we go. Oh. Didn't see that there. Yeah, sometimes you got those boosters that cloak into the background. That's great. It's game's levels laid out, you know. What's the point of that magnet there? I never really knew that. Ooh, why there's like a magnet here? Yeah, those rhino enemies can be really annoying if you don't have a shield. I'm lucky at that. Never mind then. Fortunately, I still have the invisibility, so maybe I can hit a checkpoint then and get myself a shield. This game is long, well, mostly because it has like 14 stages or something ridiculous like that. I think we're nearing the end of the stage, actually. Wait. Ah, didn't expect to see that there, did you? Ah. No, I actually kind of hate transforming into a hypersonic sometimes because, well, since he's overpowered, he's overpowered and his music overrides the stage music, which is actually pretty good. And it overrides this repetitive invisibility theme, which really grates on your nerves. You hear that jingle? That's what I'm talking about with the continue thing. I actually want to get out of here. There we go. One time I'm actually happy to hit a goal sphere or something. Not every day you see that. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I have to be careful here. You can't get crushed by that. Oh, here's one of those ones where you actually kind of have to wait. He has missiles that destroy his own ship. Like, really? Oh, I almost lost the electrical shield I had because I spent that in there. Yeah, you gotta have to be careful here. I don't know if this game is harder than Sonic 3 alone, but it does have moments where it kind of cheap shots you. But, you know, it's like that with every game. Oh, here's a... bet you were expecting to see that there. Fortunately, this boss is easy. All I had to do is stand on the switch and watch him hit himself like a moron. I think it shows how Sonic the Hedgehog games don't really take themselves too seriously. Because would you see a boss like that taking in... would you really see a boss like that in a game that takes itself very seriously? I don't think so. Oh, nice. I love how the music just swells up. Yeah. It's like the Genesis itself is doing a guitar solo. Oh. Didn't even know that, but guess I really should have seen it coming. You get faked up by so many spikes that you have a hard time telling which one's actually hurt you. I'll never get over the fact that Dr. Robotnik designed a bad neck that's shaped like spikes and decided to make the spikes out of rubber. The dumbest things I ever seen him do. Or, yeah. The rings in this area are the special stage rings, and are really hard to come by. Which is why I'm happy to have like the save file on the cartridge where I already have all of them. It really makes the really relieves the stress in me. I'd rather have that. Thank you. I hate that scroll thing. It's really the timing's really precise in that one. You might actually if you're not right in the timing, it'll kill you. Come on. There we go. I wonder if like there's like something. Yeah, there is. Good. I like how being patient for secrets is like a. Sorry, being patient is a way of hiding the secrets because the game just expects you to just keep running. That's good level design right there. And as usual, I don't think the path is better than the other one, it's just different. I don't know if it's actually faster either, but I don't know. I like exploring different parts of the game and seeing different things. Ah! Hate that. Oh, no checkpoint? I'm kind of accustomed to taking the upper path because, well, I played Sonic 2, and taking the upper path in that game is a preferred choice because taking the bottom path means the game's harder. I don't want to make the game harder. Feels so good to not have to worry about getting shot by those rhinos. I like how the extra lives come back. Ooh. Always cause my heart to skip a beat whenever I spin that past that. Now I'm gonna take the lower path again. I want to show this off again. I think this path's fun. Because, you know, of the rotating balls that you see whenever you run past them. Yeah, those. It also offers a lot of rings. Right. There we go. You mean the part where it died. When you're spin dashing, there's actually a limit to how many times you can rev. It's like you rev a million times and then suddenly immediately go to the speed of light once you let go. It's just, you can rev up to a maximum of either 6 or 8 times. I think 8, just to be safe. just in time. Oh. I thought there was like a platform there. I guess not. Now, I've heard some people complain about how this reminds them of the spider boss, and you're supposed to like grab you. Whereas if you let that spider thing grab you in the Sonic 2, it actually takes their range away. But nah, I don't really see that. If it has like an angry face on it, that's the usual dead ringer. That's an enemy. That or spikes. Yeah, spikes are usually a bad thing. Or anything hot. Or anything electric. The shield would be really nice right now. There's a second ring there. Right there. I think this is the only one I've actually found legitimately. This stage is really stingy with them. Alright. This is probably the dumbest thing that Dr. Robotnik has ever done. You thought that the spikes made of rubber was dumb. He actually installed a laser that destroys his own ship. And no, that's not a mistake. He actually has that laser destroying his own ship, and he's like, oh, seriously, just look at him. He's not even concerned at all. It's not even until the last part of this battle that he suddenly realizes, oh no! Like right about here, for instance. Oh god, this is a bad idea. Alright. Oh man. Just lost one again. There's a second one, it's a pachinko one. Ah, okay. I usually don't go on the ground, let the ground carry me like this, but I guess this is the first time. If you have the fire shield, this is really useful. I think this is called the Egg Monkey. I won't be surprised if it was, but oh. I was about to get hit there, so I ended up transforming to hypersonic by accident. But I didn't want to lose my rings. You know that feeling. Well, I suppose it's kind of pointless in a stage like this. Considering I have like 23 already. But if you have 233 and you can lose them in like a blink of an eye, yeah, that'll mess with your nerves a bit. Oh, here we go, send off list. My least favorite zone in the stage. Zone in this game, I meant. How am I slipping so badly today? The first stage doesn't really concern me that much. It's just a regular Egyptian style stage. The second zone is what concerns me. It's really a long stage. And it's a stage that has no reason for it to be that long. It's like a middle in the Sonic and Knuckles game. It's like a middle of the stage. It's the middle of the game in Sonic and Knuckles alone. So it shouldn't really be that hard, you know. Not only that, but it also has like one of the worst enemies in the game, the Scorps. That scorpion enemy that I just defeated. Oh, don't push me in there. Whatever. But anyway, we have this rather deadly accurate tail attack, where if It sees the little attack with its tail, and it's really and it can actually really it's really hard to dodge because of how accurate it is. It kind of reminds me of the slicer enemy from Sonic 2. I don't think it's nearly that bad though, but it does remind me a bit of that. Oh, double loops, because this game can do that now. I always like Egyptian style stuff. Like, if you want to talk about cool civilizations, Egypt is really way up there. I like Greek too, but Egypt's like its own thing, you know? They're pretty much the first civilization to construct a wonder of the world. The Pyramid of Giza, really. And it took like something ridiculous, like 20 years. And like millions of man hours. So it's really a huge accomplishment. Oh, I didn't even see that there. Camel Scorp. I think this is one of the few stages where it being huge kind of makes it a detriment. It never takes me less than 6 minutes to complete the second act, because it's that long. That, and you have to solve puzzles, and it's like, ugh. Well, especially as Knuckles, but it's not anywhere near as bad as the Barrel of Doom. I kind of got screwed out of the upper path there because the timing was off. But no, worst game ever. 0 out of 10. Or 7.8 out of 10. 7.8 out of 10, too much sand. Or what rating would IGN give it if there were too much sand? Like if they were reviewing something like Journey or Lost Planet if it had too much snow. Well, snow is technically water, so... But there's a reason why I call it snow instead of water, you know? Snow, you know? I think they gave Journey a good rating or something like that, but I'm not sure. I think they did, considering it's right up their alley in terms of art games. I really love Journey. I think it's one of the most relaxing games I've played. Well, okay, I've seen footage of it, haven't actually played it, but from what I've seen, it's a very, very good looking game. I love how it moves and I love how it flows. Some people might not like it because there's not much gameplay, but in terms of just playing it to be relaxed, I love it. Pretty good game when I'm playing it. And besides, it's like their MO anyway. Like their other games that they've made are like Flower and Flow, so no way to die in those games either. Here's an enemy that takes some thing to defeat. You have to you can't really defeat it the conventional way, but just bouncing on it numerous times. You have to wait until it gets through the quicksand. It'll jump into it like a moron, and then that'll be the end of this boss fight. It takes some time though. I'll imagine that some speedrunners will hate this thing. And wow, that's a rather interesting pose for I think that's a rather interesting pose for Tails to take once he's sinking. My throat hurts. I've been talking for like 4 hours now. Ugh. Alright, Act 2. The reason why it's so dark is because, well, darkness is actually a pretty good element in this stage. You have to turn the light on, or otherwise something horrible happens. Something really horrible happens. Well, not horrible, it's just annoying. Not only that, but they also have those switches which sound really threatening once you use them. Like they make this really ridiculous ka-tunk sound. And it's actually kind of scary if you play for it, like if you play for it as a child, like I did. I was trying to pull off the glitch where you don't have to destroy the capsule releasing the ghosts, but nah. See, that's where the darkness comes in. The ghosts only come in if there's darkness. Here's that lava flow I was talking about in Lava Zone earlier. You just keep sliding forever. And you just keep sliding, sliding down the flow and keep sliding. However, if you jump here, suddenly you find out, oh, I have to make it past this section. Having the electric shield here would probably be a good idea, as there's no water or fire in this stage. There's plenty of spikes, though. I wish there was like a spike shield. I remember there was one video game that had a spike shield, kind of like this. And it was like, wow, why didn't the developers of the Sonic the Hedgehog games think of that? Because it's so useful. Like, there's so many spikes everywhere. So many spikes, and they're everywhere. Like, those spikes right there. Wow. So having a spike shield will be a huge idea. Pretty good idea, and I would love to have it in this game. God knows all the Sonic the Hedgehog games need them. Especially Sonic 1, that's definitely a spike glitch. I've never seen them make it past this point without the shield taken away from me because of that awkwardly placed scorp. Ah! I was hoping it would beat up a pachinko machine. Am I going to go through the entire game without showing off the pachinko stage? I really want to show that off. See, notice that the ghosts are getting meaner once the darker it gets. If it gets too dark, you actually have to avoid the ghosts coming after you, and it gets really hectic. So yeah, you're gonna have to press the light switches in order to keep them away from you. Yeah, you kind of have to use the sand to your advantage here because there's no other way of getting up there unless you're playing like Knuckles or something. Why is there a missing graphic there? I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. I think this is the one. Oh no, I'm safe. You don't press the switch entirely if you let the sound go up quick enough. Otherwise, you'll be dealing with all kinds of ghosts here since the lights are off. Oh jeez, no, no. First time I've ever seen that, but yeah. It's like, I never get stuck there. That's like the first time I ever played this game and I got stuck there. I should be like a playtester or something to keep finding these glitches. I remember watching a footage of a game where you actually can go straight through the sand. And if you're playing a Sonic, that'll make it really unbeatable because you need the sand in order to get up there. Maybe if you have tails. If you're playing a Sonic alone, though, you're screwed. Hopefully I get switch. There we go. Hopefully I don't get stuck again like I did in the past few times. Past time. I have to race the sand because you don't want to get crushed. Oh, jeez. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna get those shields there. Those rings there. Not like it matters anyway. I got enough lives. It continues. I think this is like the only time you get a shield here because the game, this stage is pretty stingy with shields. I think it's stingy with rings too, because they're hard to find. And could you imagine finding them in a stage like this? It's too huge. It's too huge. Look at the time. I spent like 5 minutes here. Oh. Okay. I wonder if you're going so fast that there's like camera issues going on here. I can't believe I can't spend this much time playing through Sonic and I yet to talk about the camera problems in those games. But if you're spin dashing, the camera delays for like a second because the game wants you to let you know how fast he's going. Oh, nice! I get to show it off. This is the Pachinko stage. Only in Sonic and Knuckles. It was introduced in Sonic and Knuckles. Not that Gold Shield matters, but nice to have. Fire Shield would be pretty good too. You go around these balls and they rotate, and you have to wait until the proper time to release them in order to get the most momentum. Otherwise you don't throw as much force as you would like. The further you get up there, the more rings you get. The more those rings give off. You have at first they're like 10, but they sometimes skyrocket to something ridiculous like 50 or 150. And you can actually abuse this to get so many rings that oh, almost had that. You can actually abuse this to end the stage with like 999 rings to keep doing it. That's how I got 700 rings in Carnival on its own. I think it's my favorite stage of the bunch because I think it's based off of skill instead of just luck. Seriously, there's not much more to say about Sonic Sandopoulos song. It's long, it's filled with ghosts. What is there to talk about? Alright, come on. I guess I'm not supposed to go there. What's the point of that there, other than to hurt me with more scorps? See, 6 minutes already. Oh, darn it. Oh, I get it now. This is the puzzle-solving section of this game, this stage. If you're playing as Knuckles, you have to rely on a rather weird solution in order to make it past this part. But if you're playing as Sonic, you can just go through it just fine. And there we go, finally, the end of the stage. Ah. I heard it's actually possible to defeat this boss without the music even coming on, but I've never been able to do it without transforming into Hypersonic. It's really funny when it happens, though. Alright, here we go. Lava Reef Zone. This is a much better stage than Sandopoulos. So much better. It's pretty much a classic Sonic stage through and through. It has good music, good stage design, good enemies. It's everything you need for a good Sonic stage. Oh, didn't see that there. But as usual, the shield makes this a complete joke. The fire shield. If you have the fire shield, you make this stage so easy that you wonder why they even put that there in the first place. Like, if you don't want a shield that completely breaks your game. I think there's one over. No, that's just an actual life. But that might as well be there, considering it makes everything easy. If I can find one, I can show it off. Protects you from lava. Protects you from projectiles. Pretty much 90% of all the hazards in this stage. Yeah, there's one. Good. And now this game is about as easy as it gets. This stage is about as easy as it gets. This kind of reminds me of Sonic, the Metropolis Zone and Sonic 2 of those platforms. See, I can just go through there with no problem. See? Easy. If you can, if you have the patient time, you can actually get yourself an extra life if you manage to walk away from the driller. That should be a boss for the stage. Or like this. Could you imagine a simple version of the Marble Zone mini-boss? Yeah, these things right there. I sure they're like from the top of the zone or something. I remember in this game there were like certain special wings that only Tails and Knuckles can access. And I think it speaks something to their character because, well, those characters seem to be more focused on exploration, while Sonic seems to be more focused on, well, just completing the stage as fast as possible. That's probably why they're the Knuckles stages in Sonic Adventure or treasure hunting stages. Not want that electrical shield. I mean, it would be nice to have, but not something I want. Here's a palette effect I was talking about, but with the balloons from Carnival Night Zone. But notice how the rings over there are flashing. That's because they're sharing the same colors as that special ring over there. This is an effect that's on the. It seems to be one of those quirks that those old consoles had. Guess there's no point to being there, so might as well move on. You can actually get out there as Tails, but not Sonic. If you have Sonic and Tails and a second controller, you can actually make it up there. But not as Sonic alone. Feels nice to not go through that. The precautions with these guys. I'm planning on keeping this shield until the end. Wow, that's a lot of rings. I think this is around the time when things get a little theatrical, because this is around the time when you actually find out that this game has cutscenes. And I meant really serious cutscenes. I remember there were like cutscenes in the first game and the second game on the end of the game, but you actually get to see a story line develop in the major way in those in the cutscenes here. And they're played off so well that you can't help but think, wow, this is epic. And I don't use the term epic lightly. I'm not one of those kids who says, oh yeah, this is an epic pizza right here. You actually do get the sense that there is something epic going on here. Like with the death egg and stuff. Oh no, we'll all... Oh wait, flower shield. Fire shield also makes going for that easy. Usually you have to spend us to go through there, but thanks to a fire shield attack, you just let's do it. I hate having springs that bounce you back. Blah. I think we're nearing the end of the marathon, but I I think I might as well talk about later Sonic games. After this boss, of course. This is some weird stuff going on here. I remember someone telling me that you can actually get hit in one, get killed in one shot if you had the and crush you, even if you're playing as Hypersonic. But I never really encountered that. Having the shield is really useful here because you can just bounce off the shots that those weird ball machine guns fire. I think this is the biggest mini boss there. As a matter of fact, it kind of questions why they call it a mini boss. Nice, nice. Oh, and he's just moonwalking. Other than that happens. Didn't get hit once. That's surprising. If you're going to get those capsule monitors I got earlier after having to sign bounce on them, be sure to do it after the Act 1 ends and when Act 2 begins. Otherwise, they'll clear your ring count or something like that. I don't know why it does that. Shouldn't you keep your rings from stage to stage? You know, that would be really dangerous if I didn't have the shield. This is where things get a little mystical. Everything crystallizes and, yeah, looks beautiful, doesn't it? I think next we go through this wall and encounter a ring. Or maybe not. Seems making a fool out of me. Stop doing that. I don't know what these rotary things do. And I don't know why they're there. Oh, there it is. Oh, but it's not a ring. This is something else entirely. But maybe there's something... Oh. Got my hopes up for nothing. This isn't going to be a guide to tell you what rings there are. Planning on completing this planning on completing this as fast as possible. Just to show off the stages, really. I have to take things slow here. They actually put the bubble shield there because the developers were like, please stop that. No, we want you to actually take this seriously. We want you to actually be hurt by the fire. Please stop. They did that with the lightning shield too. But here I am having a much easier time than usual. Oh, I lost it. Oh well then. I think I had it for as long as I think I had it long enough, don't you think? Maybe if I want it back, though. There it is. And the developers were like, darn it. Come on, stop breaking this stage right open. Oh. I actually didn't know that was there. This game keeps surprising me. Remember when I said that wasn't going to be a special ring finding thing? It's still not, but it's kind of funny that way it played out. I love how this marathon has turned out so far. It's filled with some of the funniest moments that I honestly didn't expect to see. I like how it turned out. Hopefully it ends on a high note. Okay, I found this pretty weird. It has this activator that was like, oh yeah, something's awesome about to happen. Yeah, look at this, cool stuff happening. And he's like, really? That's it? Wow, okay. If that's your biggest accomplishment, keep accomplishing. You know? Didn't know that was there either. Wow. I swear it's not a ring finding guide. It's not. Seriously. The rest of the hazards that the shield doesn't protect against, you should be fine again. Fine if you know how to make it past them. You should at this point. Ah. Well, that makes things interesting, doesn't it? Maybe I can come across the shield once I make the boss. Because they actually do offer a shield there. Oh no! Oh. Sorry. Thought there was something here. Who's there? Oh. Good job of misleading me, game. Thought there was something there when there really wasn't. Well, that was just dumb. We should collect some more rings. There we go. Oh, jeez. No, since I'm talking about the later stages, I figured that well, the later Sonic games, I figured I might as well talk about why they aren't really as good as the classic Sonic games. I still like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, but I don't think they've reached the level that these games had. I mean, Sonic Adventure was like a complete mess, even though I think it's the better of the two. And Sonic Adventure 2 tried to do as many things as it could have once. And it ends up suffering for it. I mean, I know that many people like Sonic Adventure 2 because it's like their favorite game or something, but I remember being really frustrated at that game, especially during the final boss. I'm not talking about the Bio Lizard, as I actually ended up facing that on my first try, but it took me like 11 tries to defeat the final hazard. Which sounds embarrassing, I know. It's like the numbers are flipped around. I defeat something as hard as the Bio Lizard on my first try, and then something like the final hazard I end up something like the final hazard ends up kicking my ass. Really. I've always thought this scene was pretty cool. Oh! I think you can actually get a shield here if you put it in the right place. There it is. Nice. Now I can just stand on the lava. Like Lava Jesus. Ooh yeah. Because, as usual, the fire shield makes this boss a complete joke. You're supposed to stand on those individual platforms in order to not get hit by lava. But since you can stand on the lava, you can just, wait until Robotnik kills himself with one of those, own traps that he's made up. That was one of the most... Yeah. You're really showing, though, that, 300 IQ there. With firing those spike balls that, actually do kill you. And it's the only thing that can kill you. Lava doesn't do anything to... The lava doesn't do anything to you. Sonic can't do anything to you. You just, let it come to you. You don't even need to fire those balls. Just, let the flow just come towards you. That'll be enough of a threat. Or maybe just use one of those things to appear right above on top of the platform that Sonic's standing on. That would have been a better idea. I'm pretty sure I have an IQ less than Robotnik does, and I'm thinking of these solutions. But, well, if enemies were smart, we wouldn't have a story, you know? Or maybe we'll have a story told from the point of view of the villain. Or, in that case, the villain would actually be the hero and the hero will be the villain. And just like in Sonic 2, he actually goes back into the lava and it crystallizes. It actually hardens. I guess we're Dr. Robotnik stuck there forever. Wow, it took 7 minutes, I'm surprised. I'm not gonna stand off with some, but I actually enjoyed this stage. Here's the hardest stage in this game, Hidden Palace Zone. Now just getting this stage is easy as hell. You actually do get to fight not Dr. Robotnik, Knuckles here. This is where the storyline reveals itself in a huge way. I remember there was supposed to be a Hidden Palace Zone, and that's one of the biggest reveals that this game has. But I remember there was supposed to be a Hidden Palace Zone in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And here's something huge. It's supposed to have the Master Emerald in it, meaning that this summon is supposed to be a guardian. And I thought that was incredibly cool once I figured it out. And it's actually in the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 beta, which actually reveals a lot of hidden zones, including the, if I remember, Wood Zone, which is supposed to be a zone that takes place entirely in the woods. The forest, and it has like those areas where it has Metropolis Zone's music playing over it, and it's supposed to be like a wood version of Metropolis Zone. And yeah, it's a lot to talk about. Here's Knuckles. Okay, I'm making this harder than it looks. Making it harder than it's supposed to be. And Tails was when it landed the final hit. Go on ya. Go on ya, bud. But, oh, what's this? The Master Emerald's being stolen. By none other than Dr. Robotnik. If you actually paid attention to the mural, you'll see that there's like some sort of mural that told some prophecy about some huge force taking a Master Emerald and somebody in yellow or white taking it back. Foreshadowing, perhaps? Maybe, maybe not. And here's when Knuckles suddenly realizes, oh, I've been an asshole all this time. Alright, I'm suddenly helping you now. It's not the first time Knuckles actually goes against, it's not the final time Knuckles actually helps Sonic after he ends up being an asshole, but he ends up being fooled multiple times by Dr. Robotnik. In the future, it makes me wonder if he's either gullible or dumb. I believe he's gullible because they once assigned someone dumb to guard the Chaos Emerald, the Master Emerald. As I was saying, there are tons of hidden zones that they had to take out because that would have made the game too long or something. They really wanted to add a whole lot of stuff to Sonic 2. Wood Zone was one of them, Sand Zone, or Dust Hill Zone, I guess that's what it was called. Genocide City Zone. Yes, that's actually the name, Genocide City. It's supposed to be like the actual Death Egg Zone. Supposed to on the way to the actual Death Egg Zone, but I don't know. One of the final stages. And I think it actually uses Chemical Plant Zone's tile set. Come to think of it, Death Egg Zone itself uses Chemical Plant Zone's tile set. So I think it was supposed to be a full-fledged stage. And of course there's Hidden Palace Zone, which is its own full stage. Unlike this one, Hidden Palace Zone, which is like a fight with Knuckles and suddenly realizing that, oh, I've been an asshole all this time. After seeing Dr. Robotnik steal the Master Emerald. The remake of this game would probably be cool, but I wouldn't trust Sega with just such a simple task as making this game good. The Insta-Shield makes this so much... Oh, never mind. That's Mecha Sonic, not to be confused with Metal Sonic. He's using Dr. Robotnik's old tools against him. That's the first boss of Sonic 1, if you've been paying attention. figured, oh, it didn't work the first time. That's because I haven't been using it. I'll do what Dr. Robotnik failed to do. And then he ends up doing it even worse. Sky Sanctuary Zone is one of the best zones in the game because, well, it's a sky zone, but it's a vertical level, meaning that there's no the only penalty from falling off these things is that you lose a bit of progress instead of actually losing a life. Unlike in Ring Fortress Zone, which is more horizontal. With the insta-shield, you can actually dispose of this enemy pretty quickly, which is why they probably thought that it was a bad idea to add it in Sonic 2. So, remember when I took my time with that boss in Sonic 2? Now it's all easy now. Because of the insta-shield. It really makes this game easier than it should be. Imagine if we didn't have the insta-shield. Like, that's my challenge now. Play the game without using the insta-shield. You can use a... No, wait, you shouldn't. Just treat them as regular shields. It's also one of the reasons why Knuckles' stages are like the hard mode, because you can't use you don't have anything broken like that. Yeah, you just have to glide, but even gliding's not that broken. Saying the rate that these stages are rather well designed. Notice that I just got 50 or 60 rings right there. No, it was 50. And notice I just got 100 rings. Or 80 rings. Yep, you actually get more the further up you go. Glad to show that off. I remember Sky Sanctuary Zone was actually based off of a Miyazaki movie that the Sonic team watched together. It's Castle in the Sky, which was released in 1985. It ended up being a huge inspiration for Sonic the Hedgehog as a whole because the one mechanic from that one movie, he was wearing a pair of sunglasses and a mustache and a really big nose. Does that remind you of somebody? Yep, they actually based Dr. Robotnik's design off the mechanic from the Miyazaki movie Castle in the Sky. I should really collect some Miyazaki movies so I can watch them and analyze why they're so great. Because they're really deep movies. Anyway, boss time. Here's Metal Sonic. No, not Metal Sonic. Mega Sonic taking matters upon his own hands to defeat him himself. He figured, okay, his Dr. Robotnik's contraptions are too dumb. I'm gonna kill him myself. But believe it or not, he's not actually dead right now. If you play through the stage as Knuckles, he actually turns into a much more intimidating boss. It's only one zone though, which makes Sky Sanctuary pretty short. Obviously, you know where the death egg came from. Crawl! That's just kidding. Obviously it came from Doctor Who. Anyway, Death Egg Zone. Not like the Death Egg Zone from the second game. It's actually a full-fledged zone now. And this is it. This is the final stage of Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. To be exact. It all ends here. As the final stage, it isn't that bad. It does has its share of enemies that are pretty much jerks. Like those things that appear out of nowhere. And this is pretty much the only use this shield has in the game, and it didn't even protect me fully. I ended up losing it. You can't stand on those without any problem though, if you have the electrical shield. Usually, if you don't have the shield, it'll kill you. It'll hurt you. But since you do, I can't help but think that the whole protect you from electrical shields thing was like some sort of design oversight, because suddenly linked to the development cycles were like, oh, the electrical shield is supposed to protect you from something. Let's add in something electric in the final stage. Screw it, right at the end of the game development cycle anyway, might as well add something. As a result, the electrical shield is much better idea. The preferred shield to have in this game, this stage. Not the bubble shield, obviously. Although there isn't any water in it. As a matter of fact, none of the stages in Sonic and Knuckles have water in it, which makes the bubble completely useless. Oh, at least I got a shield. And I might get an electrical shield soon. Oh, I guess I'm going up then. Maybe I was going backwards after all. Maybe I was supposed to go down. Yeah, one caveat of this style of stage design. It's rather easy to confuse going backwards as going forwards. I don't like that part. It's really hazardous. It's like you have to just keep going, and then suddenly when you reach the end, you're met with more death. Oh, my throat's hurting bad today. Ugh. Well, to be fair, I was talking for like 5 hours, nearing the end anyway. Wow, this game's really 3 hours long? Wow. I'm hitting like the 2:54 mark. I might have to split this into a couple parts. Think about it, it would have been even longer if I had to complete the best of stages. To be fair, it's a long game. So, as I was saying about this game, emphasizing speed over momentum, as I talked about in the first part of the marathon, it's fundamentally different from the Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, that are fundamentally different from these kinds of games because they focus on you performing tricks and stuff in order to get the most points. And they added in the ranking system. Now, I don't really like the ranking system, but that's mostly because they had like bad exposure during like Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Adventure 2 to be exact. They take off points for like the most ridiculous reasons. Like for example, if you take hints in the Sonic Adventure 2, if you're going for those treasure hunting stages in those games, you actually lower your rank, and you actually get less of a score. So you have to go through there without taking too much time. And if you take too much time anyway, it's not gonna really matter because, well, the stages are so huge and and because of that, it's hard to find the emeralds within a specified amount of time. One of the worst stages I've ever played in that game was, well, I never really liked Rouge's stages in Sonic Adventure 2, but the Vault stage in Sonic Adventure 2, because there's like a 5-minute time limit, which is hilarious because you originally had set for like 15 minutes, or maybe you should have set for like even more time than that, but we originally said 15 minutes. And then Rouge was like, 5 minutes is so plenty. It was like, no, don't do that. Why would you do that? Especially considering the stage is like long and the radar system's busted. Yeah, there's a radar system in those treasure hunting stations in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. In Sonic Adventure 1, it does its job. It's if you're near a emerald, it'll let you know that you're near an emerald. However, in Sonic Adventure 2, they messed it up by having it so that it only has you searching for the emerald that it wants you to search for. It actually makes it possible to search for emeralds out of order, and you actually get a bonus for doing that. But negatives far outweigh the positives, especially considering how huge the stages are. This mini boss is actually pretty hard. Oh. Come on, I had to get my head in the game. I'm failing too hard to, I made it too far to fail now. First part of this is rather easy. If you have the instant shield. You're not even supposed to beat this boss as Knuckles. It's actually impossible to do that. Maybe they made it a bit lower, since Knuckles' jump is a bit lower. I think the key is to not jump on those platforms whenever he's going crazy like that. It's going crazy like that. Ah, nice. Thank God. Ugh. These stages are getting longer and longer, don't you think? Right, here it is, the final stage of this series, the classic series. Death Egg Zone Act 2. I guess it's all coming to an end, isn't it? Oh, yeah, really. Sonic doesn't get any better than this. Actually makes me sad once you think about it. Because after that, Sonic went into like some sort of hellstorm with Sonic Extreme not being able to be released. Because there was supposed to be this awesome game called Sonic Extreme. It's supposed to be Sonic's proper introduction into 3D. And you know, every single game needs to be 3D. Because it was like the 5th generation. You know? Never seen I've never seen 2D turn from such an attractive proposition to being stigmatized like that. It's like, oh, you're not doing 3D? Well, poo on you then. I remember some marketing technique types wanted every single game to be 3D. I remember Bernie Stoller wanted, he was with Sony at the time, but he wanted every single game to be 3D. He didn't want any 2D games because he thought that they were underpowered, despite the fact that 2D games are... I don't think it matters what dimension you're in. If it's fun, it's fun. But I don't think he really realized that, which is why he doesn't work for Sony anymore. But he ended up working for, guess who? Yep, Sega. I think he's one of the reasons why, well, he hated RPGs too, which really surprised me. He thought that RPGs were like for girls or something, and for nerds, and he wanted his console to be for like men and men only, and men like action movies and action stuff, and really like kick ass and drive and play football. Ugh, testosterone. Here on your chest, oh, John Rambo. So, well, the best-selling game on the PlayStation was indeed a racing game, Gran Turismo and stuff like that, but it wasn't really action-packed like Ridge Racer, or Daytona USA, although that was on the Sega console. But the second best-selling, no, not second best-selling, I think it was the second best-selling, but the second best-selling game on there was, in fact, an RPG. And you know what RPG I'm talking about, so I'm not even going to mention it. But still, really? Why RPGs? RPGs is like back then RPGs were like a few ways the video game can actually tell a story without resorting to like text-only adventure games, like on the computer and stuff. And you're going to really limit that? Maybe Bernie Stoller never really expected games as an art form, as expecting like some sort of man's plaything. This is why he advertised them the way they did. think he's one of these. I think he's the kind of person who doesn't like Citizen Kane as much as he likes Schwarzenegger movies. You know what I'm saying, right? Here's an interesting thing about Bernie Sorter too. He actually had Sega discontinue the Saturn in 1998, and for an entire year, 1998 no less. Oh, I can just walk on this. For an entire year, this Saturn had no games released on it. So it wasn't until the Dreamcast that Sega decided to release games for it. And could you imagine a video game company not allowing any video games to be released on it? That'd be ridiculous, don't you think? I like this boss. I think it's one of those things where you kind of... It's like the Casino Night Zone boss where you actually kind of have to play with it a bit. Sure, it requires you to do some quick thinking, but once you do, it's kind of fun. It does take its time, though. I mean, I can beat the Casino Night Zone boss in like 20 seconds, but here it takes like a minute. I'd like to have range for the boss, though, please. Of course, if we get all haphazard about it, we can actually get hurt by the spikes. What you got left, Dr. Robotnik? Oh, he's a fast, fat bastard, isn't he? Here we go, the final boss. It isn't as hard as the other final bosses in the Sonic, but maybe, well, mostly because you have rings, but it's still pretty fun to play. Pretty fun to play as. Mostly because you can just spin dash and go through the fingers. Like that. Oh, I forgot to spin that still. We're almost done. And now it's time for the second phase of the boss fight. You have to hit him in the nose. Once you do, you have to avoid this laser thing. Of course, if you mistime it, you can actually die like Tails just did. Thank you for demonstrating that, Tails. And for also demonstrating that if you get hit by a laser, you can actually possibly die by flying through the floor. But we're still not done yet. You'll have to pry the Master Ammo out of his cold dead hands. Almost there. It doesn't take that long. All you have to do is just keep moving forward and jump at the right time. Nice. Is this the end? No, because we still have the Doomsday Zone. The stage where you can only complete this if you have all 7 Chaos Emeralds at the very least. I never played through this zone as a child, but maybe it's because I never thought to beat the game with all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Maybe I did, I'm not sure. Anyway, you have to just keep mashing buttons to go forward. And collect rings too, because you're on the time limit. In the meanwhile, Dr. Robotnik is going to fire missiles at you, which can delay hypersonic in this case, but not cause him to lose ranks since he's like invincible. Alright, here we go. You have to lead the missiles right towards him. And you have to be fast about it too. Missiles can delay you a bit. Missiles can delay you quite a bit. If you get hit by the machine gun bullets, you can actually, it's not as bad as if you get hit by missiles. Oh, nice. I'm running out of rings. Oh, no, no, come on. This might be a close one. No! First time I died in the Doomsday Zone. Ugh. Right. I'm gonna collect as many rings as I can. Ignore what I said earlier, just collect as many rings. Don't rush this. Oh, nice. Got these rings. Alright, that should be more than enough. Alright. I have about a minute and 30 seconds here. Having at least 70 rings would be a good idea. You can afford to be a bit more reckless, but don't take your time. Be as fast as possible. I don't know what I'm going to be doing after this. Probably play Final Fantasy 4 or something like that, since I have that game now. Ah. Why did it miss that? I heard some members of the Sonic team actually did work on Phantasy Star. Like, that was like their first major project. Alright, I should be much safer this time around. I have to admit, the scene is pretty epic right here. I mean, you're in space, around the horizon. Could you imagine a better place to have your final battle? I think this did, however, bring in the trends of having a super-only final bosses. Bosses where you have to defeat them as a Super Sonic or something. Alright, I should be fine here. Yep, we did it! We beat Sonic 3 and Knuckles. We got the Master Emerald back. Whew. Tails gets the magnet on the Master Emerald and restores it to its proper, places it in its proper place. Right into the chambers of Angel Island. And now the Angel Island rises. Knuckles thanks us for his effort. Sorry about everything. I promise I won't get tricked again. That was Sonic 3 and Knuckles, ladies and gentlemen. And I played pretty much every single Genesis Sonic game on here, with the exception of the following: Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic Spinball, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Beam Machine. Although it doesn't star Sonic in it, it's still a Sonic title since it has Sonic characters in it. Also Knuckles Chaotix, but that requires a 32X, and I'm not willing to invest the time and money into getting that. Especially since it has so few games that I'm willing to play on it. I also don't have Sonic CD, but I might be playing that later. If I get a practice run onto me. So many things about this game have went right. The level design is top notch, the sense of speed is amazing, the game's physics are perfect, and although it's occasionally rather glitchy, it isn't glitchy in the wrong spots. It's really quirky and I love it. And it does encourage replay value since it has like several different characters. It's basically the most feature packed of the three. And not only that, but you get the impression that the game is bigger than the previous two. It's bigger than the previous two because it has more stages and there's more at stake, you know. Like with Sonic 2, you're concerned with taking down the Death Egg, but here you have like the entire universe in your hands because, well, the entire universe is depending on you because of how powerful the Master Emerald is. If Knuckles has it, if Dr. Robotnik has it in this case, well, like the universe is doomed. You don't know how powerful that is. But yeah, I figured that for Sonic's birthday, it's only appropriate to enjoy the best that he has to offer. In terms of a gaming icon like him, this is as good as it gets. He revolutionized gaming as we knew it, and made Sega into a juggernaut for a little while. And for that we thank him. This is why Sonic is so popular. This is why people love Sonic. Happy 24th birthday, buddy. And that was the Sonic the Hedgehog Marathon. I'm very happy to have this done, and I'm very lucky, and I'm very happy to share this with you. Hopefully I'll have some more projects done in the meanwhile. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this game and this whole event. And we hope you have a good night. Or the rest of your day, or whatever. Thanks for watching.